Welcome to Home Team Advantage, take two.
Get it right the second
Yeah,
time.
I'm Gary Jimbetti along with Mike Egan,
Get the names right.
and we're a day late this week because Mr. Egan here was under the weather yesterday. So I'm glad hopefully you're feeling better. And
I gotta stay away from those 2-for-1s on Wednesday.
you know, it's no wonder you couldn't get to sleep till 5:30
Hey,
in the
come on,
morning.
I don't drink, remember? Speaking of that, I have my red Solo cup here and tribute to Mr. Toby Keith, who unfortunately passed
Oh,
away.
really?
So,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
God, there's too many people that are
62 years old.
passing away nowadays.
Yeah. Anyways,
But lots to talk about. Hopefully, we can get most of it in. But we do want to mention at first that the Hibbing figure skating show, or the skating show, happens tonight at the arena, and then tomorrow afternoon at the arena. Was it at 7, or do we?
7 tonight, 1 o'clock tomorrow.
7 tonight and 1 o'clock on Saturday. So please go out and support the figure skating club, and they usually put on a pretty good show. So go out and support the figure skaters. So we wanted to mention that right away because otherwise we'd probably forget. So that's going on.
boys hockey, I guess might as well start with that.
Boys hockey goes to Duluth tomorrow at 8 o'clock against Cloquet Esco Carleton, Section 7A semifinals, with the winner advancing on to the finals next Wednesday at Amsoil. Proctor and Hermantown are in the other game at 6 o'clock, and then the double-A games are at 12 and 2, I think. So it's a full day of hockey down in Duluth tomorrow. So,
Which some of it should have been in Hibbing like it used to be.
no, would be a lot nicer. It'd be easier to get to.
Nothing against the fairgrounds because it is a nice arena that we have here in Hibbing, but our high school team is practicing at the fairgrounds, whereas their opponents, whether it's tonight or if they win, they play Hermantown, they get to practice at Amsoil.
Yeah,
How's that?
well, they're paying the rent, obviously, to get on
Okay.
the ice. So, yeah, more power to them. I guess they have a bunch of money in Hermantown, so
Well,
they can do that.
Isn't that supposed to be a neutral site?
Well, it is, but, Proctor doesn't have far to go to get to Amsoil either, but Hibbing and Cloquet, Cloquet's, we're probably the furthest away from Amsoil because
Right.
Cloquet's not that far down the road from Duluth, so.
I'm not whining, I'm just saying it's supposed to be a neutral site, and if you're gonna win, you had to win anywhere, right?
That's right.
So-
You got to beat the top teams to get there. So hopefully the biggest thing there is going to be defensively. They're going to have to
Shore it up a little
they
bit.
have to shore it up. Against Greenway, defense played well. They outshot Greenway 49-7, but Hibbing just missed too many opportunities offensively. I mean, I guess I'm glad they didn't score more than 4 goals that day, because now maybe they have some left in them for
Good.
tomorrow. So, but they have to play defense. They have to get back. They have to back check. They have to, because the back check starts the rush down
Right.
the ice. So hopefully they do that well.
Just play a complete game.
That's right, 200 feet, and you'll be fine because they're a talented team. There's no doubt about it, but they are young. So.
Well, I've always said on this program, it's a big difference between playing against an 18-year-old and you're 15, 16.
Mhm.
It's a big difference, unless you're Wayne Gretzky or something
No.
like that. But
Yeah.
that 2 years or even that year makes a big difference on how well or how good you can play against some of these guys. But hey, we wish them well. Hope they
Yes,
do well.
hopefully they get the job done tomorrow night and move on to Wednesday.
Yep.
Swimming had their section prelims on Thursday. Hibbing did a fantastic job in that. They had significant amount. Vinziano said it was rarefied air for his swimming team in the section prelims. They dropped the most time, I believe, ever. He didn't mention how many minutes or seconds it was, but most of the swimmers had time drops. I think Hibbing has like 4 swimmers in each event because they take the top 16 for the finals, which are tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Diving prelims are at 11. So they got about 4 in just about every event, except I know for one for sure they didn't get 4 in. But that was a fantastic job by those kids. There's not a lot of I mean, there's some veterans, but a lot of, well, we've maybe talked about it before, that there should be a couple kids there that aren't. So,
Again, it's a tribute to Coach Renziano, where you always wait till the end of the year to get the best of them,
yeah,
or
and
best out of them.
now he has to get one more day out of them for sure. I know the best chance right now to go to state is the 200 medley relay, because they're sitting in the third spot right now. 3 teams advance, or 3 swimmers, I believe, in each event advance, because there's only 6 sections.
Okay.
So you get that extra opportunity. The girls, it's like only the top 2, I think, that get to go, because there's 8 sections in the girls swimming.
Do they have anybody in the diving?
Yeah, Tyler Fossa will go tomorrow, so he'll certainly add points to the cause. Good luck to him as they do that at 11 o'clock, and then the finals will be during the swim meet at 3, which I've already repeated once already. But yeah, no, it should be a good day. Rapids will win the team title because they're stacked. They've got, like, they might have 4 swimmers in the top 8.
Oh, wow.
So, and then Rock Ridge will get some swimmers to state, and Mesabi East will get some swimmers to state. And I'll give a plug to Chisholm, because they didn't do a bad job yesterday. They know they've got 1 swim. Well, all their relays are in the top. There was only 7 relays, so all 7 relays made it to the championship heat. But he also he got quite a few in the consolation heats, and I know he has 1 for sure in the championship heat.
Okay.
So nice job by Brady Bame, former Hibbing swimmer over there, to get those guys going. I don't want to leave them out.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of former Hibbing athletes over at Chisholm coaching now.
yeah,
Geez.
amazing how that
Imagine
works.
Well,
Yeah. Wrestling, the Blue Jackets got beat 40-33 by Pine City, Hinckley, Finlayson last week in the team tournament. A big reason for that was that Cooper Hendrickson was out with an illness. If he wrestles, that's about a 12-point swing right there. So he's unfortunately had to miss that, but I talked to him today, and he's coming back for the individual tournament, which starts tomorrow at about, I think, at 10 o'clock in Grand Rapids. He and Ian Larrabee will be the 2 Hibbing Blue Jacket wrestlers that will have the opportunity to advance to state. Cooper's at 172 and Ian's at heavyweight, 285, I guess. And I know Ian doesn't weigh
285.
He doesn't weigh 285, so he's very good on his feet, and he's got the technique, and he should have, hopefully, will have not an easy time, because like Coach Wojciechowski says, it doesn't take much to get caught.
Right.
If you make a mistake.
Pretty tough when a 300-pounder falls on you.
Well, I know, that's the thing. Although
I should know.
Yeah. So good luck to all. He gave me a couple of other names, and I don't want to mention them because I'll probably forget, and then somebody will feel bad because they got left out. But he'll have pretty much a full lineup in each weight class, and hopefully they do well.
Good.
Finals are, I think, I can't remember exact time, but finals are set for like 4 o'clock, and then if there's any true second matches, they'll be held after, like about 5 or 6.
They have that if, like, they lose their first one, they can wrestle back, like the state tournament?
Yeah, they can wrestle back if they lose their first one.
Okay.
State tournament, you can wrestle back, but if you lose your first round match, you have to hope your opponent wins
All the way through.
his second round match to get back in.
Okay.
So that's a little bit different there. That's not the issue here.
And now the girls' program is done for the year? You know?
As far as I know, they are done. I don't think they got anybody to state. I know Nashwauk got Giovanna Volker to state this year, her second time at state, so congratulations to her. I'll have to run over there and do Evan Osterhout is their coach. He's
Correct.
a former Hibbing,
Yeah,
former Hibbing wrestler.
Coached him in football.
Yep. So he's doing a good job over there. And I know there's a couple Horacks over there. Gary Horak
Gary
was a
Horak,
wrestler
yeah.
here. And his kids are wrestling with the Titans. And
I remember, just sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Horak. Gary came in when I had the sporting goods store, and he had to get patches put on his jacket. I told him, I said, you better get a bigger jacket, 'cause there's no place to put anything else.
So, yeah. And I see, speaking of that, I see more kids wearing leather jackets.
It's-
I mean,
Hope so.
not a ton of them, but I
Yeah.
mean, after we talked about it that one day,
Yeah.
whether we were on the air or not, I see some kids now wearing leather jackets, so get those leather jackets. It's a badge of honor as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned.
Boys basketball. I hear we had an NBA officiating problem last night. You was gonna bring it up.
Well, I knew you probably would. And, yeah,
So-
they lost 66-65 to Denfeld last night. Denfeld right now is the 3rd seed in the section. So
Yeah,
with
well-
Chisago and Hermantown battling for number 1 and 2. So the fact that they played Denfeld to a 1-point game, those kids did a fantastic job last night. They
Yeah,
they
but
played their hearts out.
to have it taken away by
Well, I don't want to go.
questionable officiating.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm not mentioning any names, of course. So I don't.
Yeah.
No,
No, we're not gonna mention any names.
No.
You explained to me how a guy who's officiating, standing right underneath the basket, right in front of the play, doesn't see the foul that the guy 8,000 feet away at half court can see it.
Can see the foul.
Through
He's-
10 people.
Yeah, a bunch of bodies in there, and if the guy under the basket had called the foul,
Yeah.
then you
There's some
say, well,
credence to it,
okay,
yeah.
because we were ahead by 2.
Too, yeah.
The kid drove the baseline, got inside, went up for the shot, made the shot, and then they had the and one, as they call it.
Yep.
And the kid banked the free throw in off the backboard with 4 seconds left. And then Hibbing had a shot, and I'll tell you, Drew Ford came up short, but it was online.
Yeah.
And you could see it was online, and he just maybe, and you don't have a whole lot of time with 4 seconds left to get a shot off. But
What bothers me is that the call took away from the game. They played such a good game. Both teams played well, and it came down to that one
a
call.
call, and we talk about common sense officiating.
Yep.
And you let the kids go to overtime,
Oh, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the
Let them-
basket was legit.
Let the
There's
players,
no doubt.
let the players decide the game.
Mhm.
Well,
And,
anyways.
the other thing, if you want to get technical about it, if you're the Hibbing player who did the foul, which is fine, that hey, fouls are going to happen. It's not on anybody's shoulders. But if you're gonna, if you really wanted to, he should have slammed that kid. No, seriously, if he's gonna foul,
Yeah.
make sure he doesn't get the shot off.
Yeah, and then you
And
just
then
got the two.
free throws, and
Yeah.
if he makes both free throws to tie the game,
Yep.
perfect. That's how you'd want it. But at the time, it's in the heat of the moment, and it's easy to sit up in the stands and say, this is what should have happened.
Yep.
Because-
And I'm not criticizing, I guess I am criticizing the official a little bit, but because it's so tough to be an official these days, and they need more people to do it, but again, it's a call that common sense tells you, don't make that call.
No, I agree 100%.
So,
And so, but it happened, and they lost by a point last night. But I'll tell you what, it was one heck of a game.
yeah. Well, maybe that'll carry on into, they got, one more week, and then they start.
They have a
playoffs?
game Monday against International Falls, and then they'll start playoffs. Hibbing will more than likely be the ace seed, and they'll have to play either, I guess Chisago Lakes and Hermantown are playing coming up here, and those are the two
Top two.
teams that might get the 1 or 2 seed. But like Coach Ani tells them, he says, you can beat anybody in your section.
Yeah.
And after last night, if they don't believe that, then I guess I don't know what to say then, because they are good enough to they could make a run.
Well,
I'm not saying they're going to, but that might be preposterous. But it's there. The possibility is there.
Yeah.
If they play like they did last night against Denfeld. Denfeld's very good, and I'm not sure if they had I know they had some injuries earlier in the year, and I don't know who's out or who might be back. But I know they had lost some pretty decent players to some injuries, but they're still a good team.
You're talking about Hibbing or?
No,
okay.
Denfeld.
Denfeld, okay.
Yeah, no, they're very good. So
Good, well, we can wish them the best again.
yeah. So hopefully they'll end their season with a win over Falls and head into with some positivity
Good.
into the playoffs. Girls basketball beat Deer River, I think 56-51 the other night. When I got there, they were down.
Yeah, lost last night, right?
Oh, I don't know. Did they play last night?
Yep.
Oh, who did they play last night?
I just remember seeing it on the news.
Oh. Boy, it shows that's a sports editor.
Well,
I didn't even realize they played last night. I know it wasn't at home though.
I'll see, you keep the.
All right,
You keep
I'll
everybody
keep it
busy.
going.
I'll look up the,
But they, it took them a while to get to the lead against Deer River, but once they did with about, I think, 13 minutes left in the second half, they extended it, and then they got up by 5 with about under a minute to go, and they held on to win. You know you're still looking. but-
yeah, no, I don't see anything here.
All right. Well, we could go to Minnesota scores and look, I suppose, but that would take too long.
Yep.
So
I
they'll.
think they lost, though.
Okay, so they'll be starting their playoffs coming up here too, and I don't know what seed they're gonna get. Couldn't tell you. Could be a 5 seed, maybe a 4 seed, maybe a 6 seed. I don't think they'll be
Top 4.
one of the top 3 anyway,
Yeah.
and I don't think they'll be the bottom 2. But we'll see what happens when everything's settled, when the dust settles.
Well, again, it's, if you want to advance, you got to win.
That's right. It doesn't matter who you play or when you
No.
play them. You still have to beat all the teams
Yep.
that are ahead of you.
Now it's
I mean,
one-
it could
one-
end up going to Grand Rapids at some point. Of course, maybe the first round it could end up going to Grand Rapids. So, and they've already beaten Hermantown, split with them. Cloquet, they had a chance to beat Cloquet when they played them here, but they didn't get the job done. But Cloquet, it looks like Rock Ridge is right now probably the number 1 seed for the girls on that side. So he's got a good team over there. So they'll be tough to beat.
And who's their coach?
Who?
Over in Rock Ridge?
Oh, Byron Negan.
Oh,
So
who's the boys' coach?
Spencer Ani.
Oh, another Hibbing guy?
Yeah, another Hibbing guy. Yeah, and that's right. Rock Ridge did beat the Blue Jackets by 18 on Tuesday, I believe, playing here. And it was talking to Spencer after the game. He had some great memories here, and now his son obviously poured 34 points in that night. So now Casey has some fond memories of playing at the Lincoln Gym. So,
Wow.
that happens.
Yeah.
Somebody gets hot like that. I think he hit 7 3-pointers.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, so that brings the point total up, no doubt.
So that pretty much covers skiing's all done, Nordic's all done.
And we talked about those last
Yep,
week
last week, so,
with Sylvie Wetzel and Hannah.
Yep.
Hilda Nucky, I think. I hope it's either Hannah or Hilda.
Alpine, not Nordic.
Yeah, Alpine. And then Logan Maxwell went to state for the Blue Jackets this year.
sure, now he perks up after we make a mistake.
Jake, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's here for,
Yeah.
to correct our errors. So, College lost to Northland the other night. They had a lead for 30 minutes they had the lead, and then in the last 10, Northland decided that maybe it was time to play. And then they kind of raced past us and beat us by between 8 and 10, I think.
Oh.
But they did get a nice buzzer beater win against Vermillion. I think last Saturday they did. Hibbing played Crosby that day, and then I went over to the college game.
Okay.
Lachlan Mutsius, I think his name is, hit a buzzer beater. And it was right at he let the shot go, and as the buzzer went off, it hit the backboard and went
Went in, wow.
So that was a nice win for them. Kenzie's done a great job over there. I know the record this year might not indicate it, but he just didn't have enough players. And, it's a lot of different things. It's, eligibility and stuff like that. So
Well, the women's program, they don't have any participation, right?
Well, they don't, and somebody told me they suspended the program, so I don't know if they're ever gonna get it back or not. Which I would say I would leave that open, because you don't want, but if you can't get women to play, I guess I don't know why you'd have the program then. But now
No,
you're dealing with Title IX.
Again, but I just remember the days of past, when hockey was big over there. Mr. Catani, Coach Catani was coaching at one time, and basketball with girls, boys, women and men's basketball was very competitive. Used to have a football program, that went to hell. It's steadily dropped to where now it's a struggle just to get 5 kids to come out and play a game of basketball.
Well, Kenzie's on the recruiting trail, and he's gonna be doing fine. I mean, Babe has, I think, 11 women for softball, and Bobby DiNucci has well over enough players for the baseball team. And as stating that, they are playing Mesabi Range on Sunday at 1 o'clock in Rock Ridge.
Oh, wow.
So imagine that, we're playing a baseball game in northern Minnesota in February.
Wow.
So, but now it looks like the temp's going to be like only about 30, and I think they thought it was going to be about 40.
Well, they'll have to wear their glove under their glove.
They will, and they just got back from Miami, and then Mesabi Range is heading down to south after.
Rock Ridge just got back from Miami?
No, Mesabi Range just got back from Miami. So they're going down.
And where does Hibbing usually go? Iowa?
No,
Missouri?
sometimes, but they went to St. Louis
Yep.
over a week ago, and then they just got back from Miami like Wednesday night.
Oh, nice.
So they went down there and played a couple games. So, they're getting out.
Yeah.
So it's
Good.
now what?
Well, now we got the pros. Actually,
Well, actually, the Gophers won last night.
Gophers won last night. They're actually 8-7 now, and maybe they're coming on. Who knows?
Well, right now they don't think they're going to make the show because of the win totals.
I don't think they'll make the show, but maybe they'll have a good showing at the Big Ten tournament.
They could. And I think you got to get to 21 wins.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, you got to get to 21 wins. The Big Ten tournament's in St. Paul, or is in Minneapolis this year.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
they don't have to travel to get there. Maybe they can pull out a couple wins there. Maybe get to 21 and make the NCAA.
Who is the favorite in the Big Ten? I don't even know.
Well, Purdue right now would be the
Oh, they got that big
favorite.
Korean guy in the middle. Yeah.
Eddie, whatever his name is. And Illinois is up there. I'm pretty sure they're in second. So you never know.
Yeah. So they beat Ohio State last night. So
Yeah, and then the games where they had against Iowa where they had a 20-point lead and lost it.
Yeah.
And they had a 10-point lead on Purdue and lost it. Those games could come back to bite them, but
Yep.
that's, you know what? It's Ben Johnson's second year?
correct.
Okay, so, he's getting those guys, he's improving them from last year to this year, so
And he's got the young kid from Cherry there next year, so we'll see if that helps the
Yeah.
program.
hopefully.
So
Wild play Edmonton tonight, the team that's favored to win the Stanley Cup,
yeah.
even though, they're not the best. They don't have the most points in the league, but
They got the best players.
Well, they had 16-game winning streak. That usually helps, which is something the Wild need to go on here if they want to make the playoffs.
And what team broke their 16-game winning streak? Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then we went in and beat Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So hopefully they play a little bit tonight. Then they go to Seattle, I think, on Saturday. The Timberwolves, one win away from 40, which you never would have thought that at the beginning of the year. But they play Milwaukee tonight, and Milwaukee's a hot mess.
Yeah, they bring in Doc Rivers to be the coach, and I think they're one out of 4 or 2 out of 4, something like that.
Including a loss to us at their place.
At their place, yeah.
So hopefully we aren't too rusty tonight, and we can take care of Milwaukee again.
Speaking of that, what do you think of the All-Star game? 200-something to 180.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Well, and I was watching the first quarter, and the way they were scoring, I thought somebody's going to hit a 200 because there was like 50 points scored in the first half or in the first quarter.
Cat had 50 points.
Yeah, he scored 50 himself and didn't win
Yeah.
MVP because they gave it to Damon Lillard evidently. So But at least the guy from Indiana didn't get it, because I was sick of the hype.
Yeah.
Listening to that was nauseating. These
Well,
guys are all these guys who run these shows are just nauseating.
No, it's,
They don't.
well, they better do something, because people are just gonna tune it off.
Well.
And I'm not gonna, would you pay $6,000 to go watch some guy do layups all day?
Well, I know, but they're never going to play defense in that game because they don't want to get hurt.
Well, I think the other night they were talking about it. They said the best thing they could do is offer $1 million purse to the winners, and then maybe they'll play.
Well.
Unfortunately, that's today's athlete. It's more important to have the money than it is to be competitive.
That's pocket change for them, though,
Yeah,
$1 million.
well.
So
Well, look at the baseball. The World Series, the playoffs, are based on who wins the World Series. NFL, that's just a mess, anyways. But
well, Twins start their preseason, I think, tomorrow
yep,
Pirates, yep.
against the Pirates. All I'm hearing is that the poll ads now are being cheap again, and
oh yeah.
they don't want. They got the TV deal. I don't know if they got as much money as they wanted to, but they don't want to spend it and add to their pitching rotation. I don't know if they need to add to their lineup so much as their.
Well, it'd be
pitching
nice if they
rotation.
brought Taylor back. Michael Taylor. He
Oh,
still
yeah, I
hasn't
know.
signed
Oh,
yet.
well, we'll see what happens
I mean,
here.
Buxton's going to get hurt. I mean, that's just a given. So
Well, he's all set to play center field, so we'll see.
put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Yeah. Center field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't want me to sing, though.
All right, before we go off there, we got to mention the Vikings. So my prediction is Kirk Cousins will be gone.
Okay.
I'm
wouldn't
not going
surprise
to.
me.
If I were the Wolves, I will not guarantee a $50 million contract to a guy who just comes off an Achilles injury. I mean, it's just. But you got to give credit to Mr. Cousins too, because every contract he signs, it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, he's old enough now and wise enough to know that he needs guaranteed contracts. But they better have, like we said before the show, they better have a plan in place if they're not going to sign him. So
Well,
then you got to think that they're talking trades for the draft or something.
I think their general manager might be in trouble.
Well, he's going to have to come through at some point here, and
I mean, he had no experience as a general manager. He was a finance guy for some other, who was it, Vegas or somebody. But yeah, it'll be interesting. They got to sign Jefferson, and that's going to cost them, a fortune. So
well, and he wants Kirk Cousins here, but I mean,
can't have both.
no. I hope they mentioned that to him. If we give him guaranteed, we can't give you as much.
Can't have your cake and eat it too, right?
That's right.
So,
That's how it works.
anyways,
Well, we're come to the end of another show. For Mike Egan, I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again on Home Team Advantage.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support.